have a deeper view of the connection between the post-Mauryan period and the emergence of the Gupta period. So whenever we are turning our historical pages from one age to the another age, we need to assess what was the reason for this conversion. Because many of the questions would be coming from here only. That is the changing from the Mauryan to Gupta, from Gupta to post-Gupta, and from post-Gupta to the medieval age. So many of the UPSC questions are majorly from the period after the post periods. Okay, so here again this is the post period of the post-Mauryan period. Okay, so here we'll understand that the decline of the Satavahana in the Deccan and the Kushan Empire in the northwest during the 3rd century, okay, led to the formation or laid the founding stone for the Gupta Empire. Now, who were the Guptas? Guptas were considered as the Vaishya people. Okay, Vaishyas. Now, who are the Vaishyas? They are traders. They are traders in the Varna system. Okay, now if you remember the Varna system, if you remember the pyramid that we had discussed during the initial phase of our Vedic literature. Okay, so here it is Brahmins, after that Kshatriyas, after that we have Vaishyas, and then Shudras. Okay, so who were the Guptas? Guptas were considered as the Vaishya, or what we call as traders. Okay, who were Kshatriyas? They were rulers. Okay, and who were Brahmins? They were priestly class. Okay, and who were Shudras? The untouchables or the tribal people. Okay, so you will see that during the Gupta period, okay, now it is being said in n number of texts that the Gupta period was quite tolerant empire. Okay, during the Gupta period there was quite tolerant empire. Why? Because you will see the evidences of Hinduism also, Jainism also, and the Buddhism also. But majorly the focus was on the Brahmanical revival. Okay, so here you will see that the Guptas were the traders or the Vaishyas when we were seeing the Kushan period, or they were under the Kushanas. Okay, they were working under the Kushanas, and after the decline of the Kushanas, you will see that the Guptas would be overtaking the whole empire. And when the Gupta would be achieving the throne of the time, okay, we'll see that they were majorly focusing upon the Hindus revival of Hinduism. Revival of Hinduism. Okay, first. And the second goal would be the revival of the economy. Revival of the economy through trade relations. Why? Because originally they were the traders only, right? Now, if you remember something about your Mauryan period or something about the Magad Empire, okay, or the pre-Mauryan period or the Magad Empire, okay, so here you would be addressing that there were also Shudras who had ruled us previously. Now, who were the Shudras? Shishunag dynasty. Okay, so try to remember such minute details, so that you would be understanding their view, their cultures. Okay, and based on that cultures, they would be initiating those policies only. Okay, so as these were Vaishyas, they would be majorly concentrating upon the trade relations. They would be majorly concentrating upon the economical policies. Okay, they would be majorly concentrating upon building up of the networks. Okay, so this is the period where the Brahmanical revivalism would be taking place. Okay, and here we would be seeing due to this, now during the post-Mauryan period, we had seen that due to the Bengal famine, we see the migration of the Jain people and the Buddhist people to the South India. Okay, so major of the Jain and the Buddhism would be traveling to South India during this period, and that is why you will see that the North India is majorly left with the Hindu people. Okay, so here the major revivalism took place on the Brahmanic grounds. Okay, and here due to this you will find that the North India will be unified again. Okay, unified again during the 335 to 445 AD. Okay, and the city of the Prayag would be becoming as a headquarter. Okay, would be becoming as the headquarter or the religious headquarters. Okay, and after that the Allahabad. Okay, and that is why you will find many of the inscriptions were being updated in the Allahabad city. Okay, in the Allahabad city. Now this Prayag would be the religious headquarters for the Hindus. Okay, and still up till the present time we see the significance of the Prayag is being maintained by our society. Why? Because they had one kind of dominance on the society during this period, and that is why all these rituals would be passing on generation to generation, and they are still being present. Okay, whatever the culture, whatever the rituals, we still follow, and we consider the Prayag even today as one of the religious center of the Hindu culture. Fine. Now, what were the changes, major changes that took place when we turned from the Mauryan period to the Gupta period? So the major change, you will see that, can you see these images? Okay, now during Mauryan period, if you remember, I had narrated the story of the Indus Valika war. Okay, so here I have talked about the usage of the elephants during the wars. Okay, usage of other animals, other wild animals during the war. Okay, so here you will see that during the Gupta period, the inscriptions tells us about that the horses were used on the larger scale now. Why? Because you will see that the foreign invasions have taken place. Indo-Greek people, okay, Sakas, okay, Parthians, all these people came to India and they had their impact left on the Indian society. And that is why you will see that all those Iranian or the Persian people who would be arriving in India, they would be keeping their mark on the Indian subcontinent. And this is one of the feature of that we started to use the horses majorly in our wars. Okay, after that you will see that the people or the warriors started to use the shoes. Okay, they started to use all the weapons. Okay, draping of the clothes. Okay, iron clothes. Okay, all it started by a great influence from the invaders, okay, or the Roman Greek Empire. Okay, so here the saddles, reins or button coats, trousers and boots were being used by the soldiers. Now see, this is the sculpture. This is the sculpture. Now from the sculptures we are deriving this image, and we can assess what might be the condition during that time. Now this is a generated image, AI generated image. Okay, but it is generated through some sculptures that are present in the temples as well as the inscriptions. Okay, so here again you just should know what were the equipments and the clothing changes that got after the Mauryan period or during the Gupta period. Second impact was the military impact. Okay, so they had the enhanced cavalry. Okay, after that there was a shift in the warfare. Horses clearly replaced the chariots and the elephants. So the pace, the mobility of the war become more faster. Why? Because we started to use horses. Now if you see, the horses are quite much faster than the elephants. Okay, so you will see that the pace of the war became much more faster. If the war was to be for a 1 month, now the war would be ended within the 10 days only. Okay, so this was the speed that got increased due to the usage of the horses got increased. Okay, now after this the regional growth story continues. As I have said that the central region was called as the Madhyadesha, and this Madhyadesha was a major hub or a major center where we'll see the growth of the economy. Why? Because the surface is completely plain and there is fertile land due to the evidences of the rivers over here at the western side, also at the eastern side of the Madhyadesha also. Okay, so here we would be seeing that the region between present UP and Bihar. Okay, so UP and Bihar ka northern part, okay, would be majorly focusing upon the agricultural productivity. And when we talk about the South Bihar, it had the iron ore deposits. Okay, southern Bihar, or what we call the present Jharkhand area, northern Jharkhand area. Okay, so this consisted of iron ore deposit. Now, as iron ore deposits were more, okay, the employment was good. The artisans, the number of artisans were also good. That is why you will see that the development of the military and the administration would be also increasing eventually. Okay, now after that, the Uttarapatha, okay, the Uttarapatha got reviewed as a significant trade route during the Gupta period again. But here there is no evidence of the Dakshin Path. Of course, there would be trades from the Mumbai and Gujarat port also, but the inscription, as they were majorly done at the northern Indian part. Now, during the Mauryan period, the inscription were, the minor and the major edicts were all present all over India. But during the Gupta period, you will see major of the writings, major of the inscriptions would be only present in the Madhyadesha or the northwestern region. And that is why you will see that there is no evidence of the southwestern trades. Okay, so there are chances, we can't deny, but inscription pe we don't have any of the evidences. Okay, so here after that, in the middle region or in the Madhyadesha, they had conquered the Anuganga, okay, the Ganga valleys ka middle basin, okay, the Anuganga, Magadh and Prayag, okay, and also the Saketa, or what we call it as the Ayodhya place. Now that is in presently in UP. Okay, so here Magadh, Prayag, okay, Prayag and Ayodhya is UP and Magadh is Bihar. Okay, and yes, Anuganga is also from the UP. So majorly UP had the cities, and the Bihar has the culture and as well as the industrial region of the Gupta period. Okay,